They told him about religion in school. His family had been serving like a different God. They just told him that God is not real.
I have that problem where I block out things that are bad. So who knows? I might have all these trauma that I've suppressed.
We never talk about marriage or boyfriend and all of these things.
A big part of my story is I was a runaway.
Welcome to Spiritual, Maybe Religious. Did you miss us? I'm Diola or Diola for, my American friends.
And I'm Rebecca.
And we have a special guest. Who are you?
My name is Leke.
Mm-hmm. Welcome. Tell us about you. How do we even know you? What are you doing here? Stranger danger. What's going on?
I met you at your mom's house. Thanksgiving, right? She offered me food. She was very hospitable, So, and we kind of got cool from there. And she invited me over for
Nowhere Store party, and then he fell asleep
the entire time.
We had a karaoke thing. Rebecca and I, mind you, we were there till 6:30. We had entire
from 9 p.m. or so.
Yeah, we did a game night first. He was awake for that, then he fell asleep. Mm-hmm. There were splits involved. There were some somersaults. We had an entire performance. He slept through all of it. We played a game where I think she was a donkey. It was some wild.
Sleeping through everything is a bit of an exaggeration, but okay.
More than half of it.
So tell us which part you were awake for. Were you awake for the donkey?
No, but I feel like that was at 5 in the morning.
No.
No, we
3?
have timestamps on our videos. Alright, so I think today we have a theme. Right? Rebecca, tell us the theme. What are we talking about today?
Letter to our younger selves.
So what we think our younger, I'm reading it. What we think our younger selves would say about who we are now. But I guess we can do regular, but also a spiritual lens.
Right? Did we even have spiritual identity at what age though?
I don't know, whatever feels most comfortable.
Yeah, because most of I feel like most of my spiritual identity was enforced by my parents. So I don't know if
same. Same. We're all Nigerians, and I know we all lived in Nigeria at one point in time.
Yeah.
So growing up in church was a big thing, Sunday school, all that. I was a real church boy growing up.
Me too.
Oh yeah, me too.
Serious one.
All of us.
Top of my class.
Yes. A vivid memory I have is when you were young, I think I wasn't even 6, and I was very confident and outspoken. Mm-hmm. And when they'll make you go in front of church and record a verse.
Yeah.
Mine was a really long verse to everybody, right? But then everyone went, and I was the youngest one, and they were all shy and all soft-spoken.
And then you just went there with
confidence. I went there with confidence. I got a standing ovation. I'll never forget. I was and it was long, and I was and my parents were so proud. I was yeah.
Me, I was one of the first ones to be able to recite all the disciples.
Okay, can you see the tear?
It's choppy now. It's choppy now. Luke?
Are you just saying? No, you're just saying the.
No.
I mean, actually,
should be Luke is there, right?
Yeah. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Yeah, it's choppy now. I don't remember all of them, but
It's so funny that you have this positive experience. When I was active, in church, it was me, my brother, and my mom's cousin. Was that? I don't know. Yeah, but she was our age, so I just used to call her my cousin. Okay. And so the rest of us were going. My mom was not going, but I was very active in the church. I think I had a little crush on this boy. So,
look at you!
I know.
So you were going to church?
Going to the house of God. I am looking at boys.
I just thought that this guy, this guy is
shame under the house of God.
I never been allowed to spend any time with
Look at this one. Can I? Is this a safe space?
It is. It is.
So I was very active. I don't know what group he was a part of, but I was a part of every group. I was part of the choir, the teenage choir or like something, and then I was also part of the drama and then choreography. So like that Christmas time, like when they do like the Christmas service and everything, like I was just boom 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 changing outfit.
Just to be clear, he was part of all these groups.
No, I think it was part of like the choir. But me, I just joined one. And I'm like, I think that's what I'm saying, that like I initially was active because I was I had a crush on him, but then
over time
I now say I was enjoying it, and I joined this one and I joined that one. It was getting to my head that like, oh wow, this is nice. And so like I performed at the Christmas carol thing, and it was really nice. And I told my mom that, oh my gosh, like I'm going to perform at the crossover service, I really want you to come. But the thing is, like, obviously looking back now as an adult, like there was something going on around that time. But obviously as a kid I didn't understand that. I just thought that I wanted her there, and so I was looking forward to it. And I stood there like, okay, the first one, and I'm like, and the thing is like me, I tend to make excuses for people in my head. Even as a child, I'd be like, okay, she's going to come, she's going to be there at the next one. I did the first one, she wasn't there. I did the second one, she wasn't there. I had the third one, she wasn't there. And I was literally looking through the crowd, she wasn't there. And I was sad. African house.
Sorry to interrupt. I have to ask. So, was there any traumatic experience from that?
Oh yes, I didn't.
Was that long lasting?
I left the all the groups that I was a part of. Like there wasn't really any reason to, like, not reason because I was already doing it, but it's almost like I had very high expectation. I was let down, and I just felt, I wasn't motivated to go anymore. It's like, I know I can do this thing. I wanted someone, like the person that raised me, to see this, and they didn't. So, and I never even like told her that.
And has that carried over into your adulthood?
My dad, because he wasn't always around, he makes reference to, he used to be part of the choir, and I just sat with the truth that the reason why I actually stopped
was because no one showed up.
Yes, but he doesn't know that part, so he just keeps telling me that I don't know what happened. Like, he used to be a part of the choir, but like he never even attended.
The reason.
Every time he says that, I never use that as an opportunity to be like,
to express yourself.
Though this is what happened. I just laugh, and because I've suppressed that so much.
It's just turned into therapy session.
I know. I didn't want to say it before.
But you're okay. You know, if you ever have a performance or something like that, will come.
We'll
I feel bad.
I'll be there, front and center.
See, but now I feel bad because our new friend, he did have a singing performance.
Dubbed it.
And we did not come. And I think he's angry at us.
I like to believe that he's not. Maybe.
I sent a message and he did not respond. Yeah. Another message this morning.
Oh, wow. But so my thing is, well, to be fair, I told my mom about this for weeks. Like, I tried to defend us that, like, he told us the day before the thing, and we said we would try to.
We said we would try. We never said we would go, but we said
dubbed it.
No, we'll make it up to him. Yeah. Okay, so wait a minute. Back to the actual theme of this episode. Yeah. What do you think your younger self, spiritually or religiously or however, would think about you now? Do you think your younger self would be judging you? I don't know. Mine, I think, would be a little judgmental.
I think mine would be a little judgmental, and but at the same, it'll be a little. My younger self will be judging, but at the same time, maybe not, because I know I'm very understanding.
Were you always understanding?
I've always been very understanding. Okay. I've never been one to like, put something on somebody and that's just who they are for life. Even as a kid, like I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I feel like I've always had a very mature mindset. Okay. Even growing up, I've always wanted to. I've always wanted to have a grown mentality in the way I think, you know. So
I have some follow-on questions. Okay. How old are you thinking? Like the past self, you can choose whatever age, but what age? And then maybe tell us, what did he think about like marriage? What did he think about God? You know what I mean? What did he think about sin? So let's dig in.
When it comes to marriage, I'll be honest. I always said I would be a bachelor.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Even as a church going,
even as a young boy, it sounds horrible, but even as a young boy, I always felt like I was going to be a bachelor. Like I've been saying that since like 10, and that was just a thing of mine. Like, oh no, I'm going to be a bachelor because I value my space. And as growing up, I just felt like I don't know what that would be like with a significant other.
So you're not looking at it from the, I guess, the glamorous side of having a partner for life.
Okay, we're gonna go back and forth. How old are you thinking in your head?
What? That was around like 10, between 8 and 10.
What about you? Mine, I think, is also between 8 and, I'll say 8 and 12.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think same.
Okay, so then for you, what did both of you think about? You already answered about marriage. What about you?
Oh, I mean, I feel like you know the answer. I feel like they raised a lot of like us, like girls that were raised in Nigeria to
be married,
to be wives. Like, you know, you can't even do like every little thing. Like, this is what you're going to do in your husband's house. You can't even sleep.
I feel like you'd be hard
I
pressed.
wasn't raised
It's
like
like
that.
Really? I feel like you'd be hard pressed to find a girl who who didn't want to get married and have kids.
My dad has a different mindset.
It doesn't apply to all households, right? But like most households, especially as a girl, you can get a certain age, like maybe 7 or like 8, and they want to like teach you how to start like cooking. You're not going to just start cooking like that. I'm saying in Nigeria.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that.
Like, I didn't used to like want to be, because it was me and my brother, and I would tell my mom that, like, well, if he's playing video game, why can't I play video game? Like, you're a woman, you should be da da da. And there's the times that my mom would like leave me alone, and then my dad would come around and be like, why is Rebecca then? It's like, she said she didn't want to be, and he'd be like, you know. So it's like that's just again is what they knew, and so they did that. So I just, again, natural progression, just thought that you go to school, graduate, get married,
have kids.
So your 10-year-old self would probably be like, why
you still, you know, why is this also?
Okay, what about God and your relationship with God right now? Okay, wait, let me answer. So mine, so I don't know what age, but I just remembered that I had a conversation with my college friend that like, okay, I'll be married at like 28.
28?
And
that's not bad.
But you're only 25. So
that's not
That's my goal right there.
But yeah, so
28 is not bad. A lot of girls, they think they'll be married at between 23 and 25.
25, yeah.
Nah, I never wanted
like
to be
they have a
no, but when you're 25 looks like, well, not 6, when you're 8 or 9, 25 still seems like a,
but so that's why I had to change it, because when I was that young, I never thought about
okay, when you actually like got, so we're getting closer to that age.
No, I never actually thought, okay, I'll be married by a certain age. I was raised a bit different. Like, in fact, I think there was only one time when my mom like mentioned marriage and stuff like that. And then I think I told her I'm gonna tell Daddy, and she never mentioned it again.
Are you serious?
So your dad really had a different perspective on all that stuff. Very
different perspective. He's very much if you get married, good. If you don't get married, that's okay. Like, it's just be able to stand by yourself.
Yeah, which is rare for an African man.
Yeah,
very rare.
Very. I've never met any other like ninja person who's had
every especially the men from the olden days, like
my dad is
super traditional.
Yeah, so I do like definitely have like, honestly, that yours is best case, and I always see, in fact, I think yours is even like higher than best case, because I always say that mine is best case, because like my dad is not pressuring me. I feel like, in fact, he only mentions it like maybe every year when he's wishing me happy birthday, and then he'll just be like, you know, because I'm comparing that to like some people that even
on them
they know like your maybe childhood friend that's getting married, or your friend that you go together, be like, what is happening? So I'm grateful for, like, you know, my dad's and where I'm just like, you know what, I understand that why he, you know, just that one or, you know, couple times that he'll ask, it's still good. You know what I mean?
Nah, mine is said like, nah. I think, I don't know. I think because he understands.
Oh, and then but my mom, on the other hand, never asks unless a situation forces her to ask.
Okay.
Like, she never asks until like something like we never like talk about marriage or like, you know, boyfriend and all of these things. But then I don't know, very few occasions it would just connect with you and I'd be like, So what about you, uncle? Like, it's not even about husband. She just like, you have any like, I won't go down, go like, just connecting. When I say something, so and I'm like. Nothing, and that's it. Like, she's not asking any. It's surprising because my dad has grandkids, but my mom, like, because it's polygamous, and so I would think that she
would be wanting,
and meanwhile it's my dad that already has grandkids that's asking, and he's like, well, because his grandkids are teenagers now, so he's just like, that one has expired. The joy of this thing has expired. So maybe my mom hasn't just experienced that before. That's why she doesn't know what to want. She's just chilling.
I mean, they both have grandkids because I have lots and lots of siblings. So I think they're both fine.
Yeah.
But even with my mom, I think if it wasn't for my dad, she would mention it.
I'm sure.
But shout out to daddy. I don't know. I remember one time, I don't know what she did, but I think she made me angry. So then I purposefully, even though it's not true, I said I'm never getting married. The look on her face was like, and I knew she wouldn't say anything about it because I'm like, I'll go tell daddy.
Oh my god.
Damn.
But I didn't mean it. I think I don't know what happened, but she just said, she had said something. Okay. We've ADHD.
It's part of it. No, it's part of it. It's part of it. It's part of it. Yeah.
Okay, but then how do you think your younger self would feel about you on a spiritual and religious level? I'll start.
Go ahead.
I think mine might be side-eyeing me a little bit.
Same.
Not even gonna help.
Same.
Because, again, like, so mine is also weird. My dad has never forced religion on us. And I think it was all voluntary. But, like, we would go to church, but he's never, I don't know, my dad is actually pretty chill. And he's very much think independently, figure things out for yourself. But I remember at some point where I was reading my Bible all the time. I've read the whole Bible. Like, there was this children's Bible by myself, or not necessarily, nobody told me to do it. I read the entire thing in, like, I spent all day reading it because it was just interesting, to me. And so I always thought that, like, super, no questions. We're here. And then we have a whole podcast on questioning. So I think my younger self would be like, this girl I don't know what type of demon got to her.
It's good.
What about you guys?
I think mine would be side-eyeing me as well, because who I was as a kid versus who I am now, black and white.
Who are you?
Black and white. Like, I'm not one that, I'm not gonna say I don't believe in God and everything, but like when I was a kid, I went to church all the time. Like, I didn't question anything. But as I got older, the questions started to come. Like, I was one of the people that watched the Zeitgeist. I did all of that. Like, at one point for a quick stint of time, like, I questioned it hard, heavy. But I got over that. But I think for me, it's always been what's true, what's not true, what are the things that we perpetuate in our culture that's not really precise, like what are the things that like our parents tell us, we need to do this and this because it's in the Bible, but it really isn't. I've always had questions. So my younger self will side-eye me, but I think it'll fall back to some understanding. Like, okay, my younger self would be like, I'm too young to really comprehend what you're thinking as a grown man, but my younger self will understand that, like, okay, maybe I need to start thinking about this stuff, because I'm not here saying that like I don't believe in God. I'm not here saying I don't pray or I don't read my Bible or I don't go to church. It's just
you were doing it a lot more.
Yeah, I was doing it a lot more then, and now as a grown man, it's a little bit different because I go to certain churches and I side-eye the pastors. I side-eye the way that they do things in their churches, and that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But basically, I think my younger self will side-eye me, but at the same time, it'll be side-eye and okay, let me hear your point and understand it after.
That's good.
So,
what about you, Rebecca?
I don't know that I'm any different from younger me. The only thing that's different is location, right? So I feel like every version of me worked with what I had. So I was in Nigeria, and everywhere you turn, like this, left, right, is church, religion. Like even in school, as young as like nursery school, primary school, you do like the assembly. Like you go there, they doing praise and worship. Like I even used to think that the Muslims in here, like they're just forced to pray and do all of these things because there wasn't more of a choice, like you, at home and at school. Like I had a recent conversation with my dad because both my parents, my mom's mom is not Christian, like she's like traditional, like she has serve the gods and everything. And then my mom, I don't know, I've not had a conversation with my mom about how she was introduced to religion, but my dad, on the other hand, I had a recent conversation with him, and it was during like, because my dad is like born in the 50s, I think. Yeah, and so it was in school that they told him about 50, actually exact 1950. They told him about religion in school. His family had been serving like a different God. They just told him that God is not real. And I admire how he just feels. I'm like, because I said, how are you able to just embrace that when you didn't come from that? Like your mom was a herbalist and everything like that, and you just believe, and you know what I mean. And obviously I know that there's that internal conflict because the whole like polygamy thing, and then like also having that religious view. And my dad wrote a book about his life, so everything is there. So he has already put his business out there.
I need to read that book.
Nobody can read that book. Nobody that knows me can read that book.
Polygamy.
But I feel like I've had different versions of myself. And even when we're talking about the marriage thing, like after I said, I'm yes, married, and then get to a point where I'm like, what? I'm not getting married. And then next day I'm like, okay, that's how I'd always like act on my feelings. Because my feelings usually like yeah.
Is there anything you think your younger self would be shocked by?
You wanna go first?
I mean, I guess my younger self probably would have thought that we would have just continued
the trajectory.
Yeah, because I didn't know where I was going to end up, like where. So like obviously I don't know if the change in location made me more, because maybe if I had stayed in Nigeria, I probably would have, because the environment like influenced our views. I remember that my mom would be like, the church that we used to attend, they opened a lot of like locations of parishes. And my mom saw it as they don't want it to be so hard for you to go to church, like you can literally just walk to church. Obviously the older I got, another thing that my younger self would be shocked is how I'm seeing that some of the churches are like more like business than actual.
I think for me, my younger self would be shocked by how little I go to church. For sure. Because like I said, when I was younger, I went to church every Sunday. I made sure that Sunday school was important. I read the Bible. I did all of that. Now it's not really like that. Like nowadays, it's I pray, but I don't really go to church. I don't really read my Bible. And it's almost like night and day with who I was when I was younger and who I am now. So I know my younger self will be very shocked. Very, very shocked, But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I think same. I don't go as much.
Like, would it be a shock compared to like where you were like at that age?
I mean, again, depending on the time period, but we were going every Sunday, so at least I thought I would continue to go every Sunday. But it was also like a family thing that we did together, and so I don't even know when it was that my parents stopped even trying to get us to go. So I blame them.
I'm screaming.
I think you brought up a good point of like the family thing. Like for me, family and location probably played a big part. I lived in Nigeria till I was 10, and then I moved to the States, but my mom and my dad were never together. So when I came to the States, it was me and my brother that came. My mom stayed, and I moved in with my dad. My dad wasn't
as religious?
Yeah, like he became more religious later on, but when I got here, it wasn't, oh, we're going to church every Sunday.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like completely different. And also, my dad was religious, but when he became more religious, it just wasn't, the way he was trying to push it on me just wasn't like the best. You know what I'm saying? Like it was.
Imagine that's hard. You can't go from nothing to then. You know?
Yeah, it was just like too much. It was too much, and like my dad was an army guy. You know, so everything was discipline. Right? And it was just, he thought he was trying to bring me closer to God, but little did he know he was pushing me further and further away. Like it was not good. It really wasn't good. So. I'm sure my younger self would be shocked, but at the same time, my younger self will also be shocked at like just the dynamic shift of how everything just happened, you know, and yeah.
Okay. What would you guys tell your younger self? And is there anything that you guys are kind of proud of, or at least that your younger self would be proud of?
My younger self would be proud of, like, my mentality.
Okay.
You know, a big part of my story is I was a runaway.
I have that problem where I block out things that are bad. So who knows? I might have all these trauma that I've suppressed. So who knows? It's okay.
Your brain is like saving you from.
Yeah. So because I'm saying independence, but I'm like, wait a minute. I wasn't allowed to do anything. I wasn't even allowed to go out in front. So obviously I must have felt some type of way, but I think I've suppressed it. So just ignore everything I've said. So thank you so much for coming.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
This was so much fun. I really like it.
Did you
have fun?
Have fun?
I did. It was cool.
Okay.
It was cool.
All right.
It was cool.
So just chill, right? No pressure. Just vibe.
Okay, so like, comment, subscribe, but only if you want to. Don't feel pressured
Oh my God.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. I think Basha get bansa similar.
So like, do I turn
What?
it off?
I am starving. Like I left at 16.
Wait, tell us more. I didn't know this.
I left at 16 when
What happened? Who did you leave?
Me and my dad just never really got along. So when I came to the States, I came when I was 10, and this was the first time I met my dad, and it was a big. It was a big undertaking because my dad didn't want me to come. Let's throw that out there first. He did not want me to come. He wanted my brother to come because my brother was around like 20, 22, 24. And he felt like, oh, America, there's no culture in America, blah, blah, blah. Like, Leke needs to stay. But my mom was like, no. So she didn't tell him that she was putting me on the plane. She just put me on the plane.
Surprise attack.
Yeah, so it was...
Just for the man to pick you. Like, who was going to pick you up at the airport?
Yeah. Well, he thought he was picking up your brother.
He didn't even pick us up at the airport. Then what
happened?
Guess what he was? He was in Panama with his new girlfriend. But... he... when he finally saw both of us, how he felt like he was gonna remedy the situation was keep me locked in the house. I couldn't make no friends. I couldn't like explore. So imagine a 10-year-old that comes to the States. At the time, you guys know, like as Nigerian kids, like America at that time was like, oh, land of the dream, land. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to be here and your parent is telling you can't go nowhere, you can't do nothing. It was like almost like prison. You know,
but it's funny that you were. So mine was also prison.
Really?
Yeah, we weren't allowed to do anything.
Really?
Yeah.
It was bad for me. It was bad for me.
I don't know. I think we just kind of fell in line.
Oh no, it was bad for me.
But you were by yourself.
I was by myself because my dad sent my brother to the army immediately.
Oh.
Soon as we got here, within a month or two, my brother was gone. So I'm living with my dad.
Isn't that funny? Like you sent a 20-something-year-old man.
Yeah, he was out of there. Sent him, gone. So it's me with somebody who I just met. And all I can do is go to school and come home. I was in elementary school at the time. My school was literally up the street.
Yeah,
and I got to just come straight home. If I'm going to stay at school, I have to be in tutoring. I can't do no extracurricular or anything. And if I'm in tutoring, I have to call him every hour. Every hour. Whether I was in school or whether I was at home, I have to call him every hour until he gets home. And I have to tell him what I'm doing with it, what I did and what I'm doing within that hour. Right? That was my life from 10 to 16. I couldn't do it anymore. I left. So, I believe the question was, what am I proud of? I'm proud of like my independence. I'm proud of the freedom that I was able to grab and hold on to. One thing about me, you can tell me to do anything. You can take anything away from me. What I will not tolerate you taking from me is my freedom. The moment I feel like that is about to be stripped from me, I have a huge problem with it. You know, and that's...
I have so many questions that has nothing to do with the podcast.
So it was like, I would say my independence. If I have to like wrap it all into one, I would say my independence, because trust and believe me, when I ran away, that was probably the happiest time of my life. Like, no matter where I was, I slept at a bus stop. I did so many things that you would be like, yo, like what? But if I had to do it all again, I would do it all again.
Wow.
I would do it all over again. I enjoyed it because it was like I was free. I was able to do what I wanted to do. But because I'm Nigerian, because like we are brought up to have respect, we are brought up to have manners and all these things, I never was quote unquote wayward. Like I didn't go too far off. You can, from the outside looking in, you'd be like, oh, you were a runaway, so like you were wayward, you were doing all, but I didn't really do anything crazy. I just wanted to just explore. Like I'm in the States. I want to just explore the States, which is what I did.
So did you finish high school?
I finished high school.
Okay, so you were already...
I finished high school, but like when I left at 16, it was scattered, right? I stayed in school.
You ran away and still stayed in school?
I stayed in school, yeah. I stayed in school. But I'm kind of shrinking the story because I ran away multiple times. Oh, okay. Like I ran away a lot. I want to say a total of 7, 8 times. The 7th or 8th time was when it finally like clicked. My dad was like, I'm not coming to check for you. Do what you want. Like I'm tired, because I would run away. They would bring me back. You know, me being young, I didn't understand the idea of bills, and you coming into me going into my friend's house thinking, oh, they'll house me, they'll take care of me, and not understanding that I'm an extra bill. I did not get that. You know, so over time of the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th time of me going to my friends' houses, and they would bring me back after 2-3 days, it finally like, oh shit, I'm an extra bill. You know, but the 7th, 8th time that it happened, I went to my friend's grandma's house, and she took me in. Aww. I ended up moving in.
Are you guys still close?
Yeah, we're cool. Okay. We're cool. I went to his uncle's house. They took care of me. Aww. All in all, I bounced around. You know, eventually my mom finally came to the States here, Maryland. Yeah. And I think that was around 2000. She came around like 2011 or 2010. I think it was 11. And 2012, I landed here. But I didn't stay here long. I was here for 6 months, left. Because me and my stepdad weren't cool. You know my stepdad. Me and him were not cool. Because my stepdad was my stepdad. He calmed down between that 2012 and that 2016 period. I'm pretty sure you know why, but we don't need to talk about that. But between that 2012-2016 period, when I left and went back to California, like that's when I really grew into my own. I was grown at this point in time, and I strategically did it. The way I left, very, very strategic. Very strategic. But my independence is something that like my younger self would be extremely proud of, because there isn't much that I would say that I regret. There are a few things, you know. I wish I stayed in school. I wish like I graduated on time, you know, and things like that. But everything else, I would do that all over again. You know, if I stayed in school, I think I'll be hailing myself like you did that. But that's the only thing I would be like, okay, I could have did different. So my independence for sure.
I respect that. I respect that.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's like same but different story, right? The same thing, independence, finding my voice and all the things. Because I felt I always consider myself like as an unproblematic like child. I told you about the time that my mom didn't like show up and I didn't like go home and I'm like, oh, you didn't come to this thing, and I literally just like absorbed it. That was my attitude towards a lot of things. So I always felt like when my mom scolded me for things, I felt like I'm making this childhood thing easy for you. Like, I don't think I deserve this level. I'm not a rebellious child, and why am I like, still getting this, like, no slack? Like, you don't recognize the other things. Obviously she doesn't know that I'm, just because I'm not, and the things I'm like, you don't recognize that, because I had the girl that I said as my mom's cousin, that I call her my cousin, she was rebellious. So I thought that it would be so, like, it would be highlighted that like this person is not, my mom just thought it was I raised them, that's why they're like this, as opposed to like we could have been rebellious regardless, but like we just decided like it had nothing to do with, I didn't have a voice, like I didn't talk back or like speak on things that I felt were not fair. And so and I know that another thing I wanted to speak on your thing is like how like our parents just put us in situations and just like let us figure it out. It's like you as well, like it's like you didn't grow up with this person and now it's like, okay, figure it out. You're a kid, you don't even know anything. It's not like situation with me. It's like I didn't even know I was in a polygamous home. I just knew my dad was not around, and then like I'm not like connecting the dots together. Okay, maybe he's busy with work, because I used to see like a man come and I'm like, well, I guess that's my dad. Like I never had that wake up in the morning, his mommy, his daddy were sitting, and I'm seeing this on TV and everything like that, but there's no explanation as to why I'm not experiencing that. But it's not like I don't have a dad. I do have a dad, but he's not around. And so in my head, I'm already, okay, that is busy with work, because all we talk about is like we talk to him on the phone. Okay, he's always traveling or work, without knowing that even when he's not working, he has a family or whatever. And it's like even when he came around, it was more like a guest came around. Like I wasn't even comfortable talking, like just sitting and like having a conversation. Like that's my dad. I'm like, if I needed anything with school, I would like tell my mom, like, when she's not around, she's like, when your daddy comes, tell him. And then when he comes, I'll just run to her and whisper in her ear and be like, don't forget to tell me about this. And then I would just like leave them to be together, because that was it. Like I didn't have any business with this person. And then until one day she like yelled at me, like, tell him yourself. And I was so like, I was ashamed, because I'm just like, how do I ask this person? Like, I don't know him.
I don't know him like that.
Wow.
Like I don't know him, and I could have said, but I don't know him. I absorbed that too, because I'm like, well, I guess this is what I'm supposed to do. And I'm like, we need this for school. And it was only school stuff that we talked about. Like there was nothing else outside of that. Like no personal relationship, like nothing else. It's just school. Are you failing? Are you passing? And he would scold you when you fail, but like there's nothing, no other emotional attachment to that. We're literally, just tossed into this. Even the whole polygamy thing is like overhearing conversations with like your mom and like someone and like, oh, okay, that's what's happening. Okay, that's the situation. Like no conversation and be like, look, this is it. Like I'm living in it, but like nobody's actually telling me. So my perception could be wrong, but I'm just making it up as I go, and then with time, things just like quote unquote fall in line. I'm like, okay, I get it now. And also, in Nigeria, obviously, the other people that also have, they're also in like the polygamous situation. And so I think my like younger me would be proud that, because another thing again, that when I now understood the situation, like what it was, and then the awareness now brings, okay, now you're aware. Before you couldn't speak up because you don't know what was going on, but now that you now know what's going on, the things are still happening. At that point I was being quiet, like by choice, right? Where I'm just like, okay, I cannot wait to be independent. I cannot wait to start making my own money so I can talk, because if I talk now, I don't know, my head, I just know that if I talk now, like they have, like these people have, I'm a dependent, so like I can afford to talk, essentially. Like I can't afford to talk was all I told myself until I could afford to talk. And so younger me will be proud of me that I was able to get to that place and finally speak up for, like, I feel like even times when, like, now I'm even, like, I tell my parents about, like, how I felt. They never knew how I felt. And I have, like, such a, like, stoic brother that, like, he's not saying nothing. Yeah, he doesn't even feel like, I took all the feelings, and him is just there like, oh, no. And I admire him sometimes because I'm like, he doesn't let things affect, I don't know, it does on purpose, but like nothing other people do like really affect him like that. And I really admire that, because for me, I'm just with all of this. I feel like it's probably linked with like suppressed emotions. I'm like, okay, other ways that I can actually react to things. I like lash out because I can't talk about certain things. Or I don't know where. I'm sure that it's from somewhere, but then it's like, now I'm just like, okay, I'm telling my dad, and it's kind of surprising. Like, I wish that I got to experience my dad the way I'm experiencing him now. Like, and he's so like open, and so I think so someone his age, like he's ready to listen, to even say that he's like sorry and all of those things. I'm just like, I wish I experienced this side, because I was like fully raised with my mom, and I'm just like, there's certain things and way she handles certain things, I'm like, I feel like it would have been better if you were if he was here, like, because of how, like, you know, he would listen to you and not just like Joyce, because I'm just like, wow, like, so like I wish
I would have benefited from this. Like
I would have, like I really needed this, like then, like I really needed this now. And it's so even now, like even when I tell him that this is how you made me feel, he doesn't even like take it as like, how dare you, he's like, I did not know, like, I think I was telling you, like, he told me he loved me, like, last year for the first time, and I'm like, and I told, it was on my birthday, and I just read the message at, like, 1 a.m., and I was, like, crying, and I told him the next day, as opposed to, like, absorbing it, I spoke, I was like, this is it, and this is how I feel, and it was like, oh, but you know I love you, I might not say it, but, like, I said that, yes, but you can't rely on my knowledge, like just knowing, because it's so used to, but you know, like you have to say it. And then he said it again, and it was so like soft and everything, and I was just like, damn, I wish I had this, you know, dad. But you know, yeah, but speaking of, definitely, because sometimes I catch myself absorbing, and then I have to remember, like, look, talk, speak up. But yeah.
Okay. Like, damn, I don't have enough trauma. So I didn't run away.
Trauma is not a trophy.
Was there. What was the question, God?
What would your younger self be proud of?
I think similar to what both of you guys said. Just, okay, honestly, I'm capping. Because I was gonna say, like, okay, my independence, or like, you know, me questioning, but my younger self wasn't on that. My younger self was very much in line with God. Okay. You know what I mean? I didn't really consider, I just kind of accepted things as they were. Okay. So I don't even know that my younger self, honestly, I don't know. Let me not make up anything. I don't know. Okay. That's fine. I don't know. But I will say...
Are you talking like from...
I'm trying to put
just a spiritual standpoint, or just in general?
Oh, okay. I was thinking from a spiritual standpoint. I think in general, I think I'm happy with where I am. And like, you know, with like work, with my independence. I think I have good head on my shoulders. I'm really proud that, like, you know, my family's important and all of that good stuff. But not from like a spirit... I don't know that my younger self would be proud of anything from a spiritual or religious... Yeah, I don't know that... the spiritual side that my younger self would be that proud. I am looking at the time, and I feel like we've been kind of chatting for a bit, so we should probably close off. So I think we should just close off with maybe a letter to our younger selves. Right? What is something that you wish you could say to your younger self? I think I'll start. Girl, it's gonna be fine, and even if no, it's gonna be fine.
She said no. Like, wait, telling your younger self.
Yeah, what is something that you would tell your younger self? From
while
they were going through.
It is what it is. That's what I'll tell her.
Okay. For me, I would say question everything, but keep God in your life and finish school. Finish school. Whatever you want to do, make sure school is out the way so you have time to do the rest. You know, don't put it off, because you will regret it later on, because now you're trying to play catch up. You know, get it out the way so you have time to do whatever it is that you want to do. It might feel like it's hindering your freedom, but it's only for a short amount of time. Just do it, get it done, so you have the space to explore and be who you really want to be, you know. And man, get that bag, bro. Get that bag. That's it.
What about you?
It would be worth it. Like,
Okay.
it would all
I
be.
like yours. Yeah, that's a good. That's a good one.
Yeah, it would all be worth it. Like everything because I just feel like I was doing it like without, like, I didn't know if it was going to, like, what was going to happen. I was just doing this thing. How I was going to pay out. I was just like, okay, I'm just going to do this thing. But then it's like knowing that everything, like every choice that I made, every decision has led me to where I am now. I'm just like, yeah, it'd be worth it.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. I'm stealing yours. I'll add everything will work out, but like, I'm trying to grow up too fast. Just like enjoy the time. Cause remember we didn't have bills. Do you think that we enjoyed that time enough? So, remember recess?
Okay, me, I grew up in Nigeria, so we don't have recess. Well, I
had recess for at least a year, like in like 5th grade, because I did 5th grade here.
That's what primary 5. Okay, yeah. We did have where they forced us to put our head down to sleep. Not that one.
No.
That was our Nigerian recess. That was my Nigerian recess.
Me in primary school, like I had, you know, when it's time for lunch, everybody would stand up. You would say our prayers, you know, and then we disperse. But
you can still like just play. Like you have control over your time.
Yeah, you have control
because that one,
right.
they would do that, you had to do it at that time, and you can just do that. The thing is that I don't make that comparison of, oh, I missed this and that, because it's like I was looking forward to growing up because of the independence, and I knew that the price to pay for that was the bills. I know that I can't have both, and I would choose this over that, because if I wanted to sleep, I could sleep.
I think the way you guys, I don't know, maybe I just drank the Kool-Aid, the whole independence. Actually, never mind. I think, because you know how I have that problem where I block out things that are bad. So who knows? I might have all these trauma that I've suppressed. So who knows? It's okay.
Your brain is like saving you from.
Yeah. So, because I'm saying, oh, independence, but I'm like, wait a minute. I wasn't allowed to do anything. I wasn't even allowed to go out in front. So obviously I must have felt some type of way, but I think I've suppressed it. So just ignore everything I've said. So thank you so much for coming.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
This is so much fun. I really like it.
Did you
have fun?
Have fun?
I did. It was cool.
Okay.
It was cool.
All right.
It was cool.
So just chill, right? No pressure. Just vibe.
Okay, so like, comment, subscribe, but only if you want to. Don't feel pressured to.
Oh my God.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
So like, do I turn it off?
I am starving.